Hello everyone. Today I'm going to feature this set of 24 watercolors made by this company called Arteza. It's the same company that made the watercolor pencils that I had featured in my last video. And I thought I would give this a try. It was about 36, 37 and change, which I thought was very reasonable. I got it from their website, and let me show you the contents. Now, this is in a tube form, and it contains 24 tubes of color. I think the reason why it's reasonably priced is because it only comes in a regular cardboard box, as opposed to the traditional watercolors, which they provide you with a tin which doubles as a mixing palette, so you can take it on trips and do nature scenes outdoors. But I think this is a good value. It has a lot of colors. Let me show you. We have here, they come in groups of 6. This is the white to yellow orange set. And then you have here a set of blues. You've got your cobalts, Phthalo Blue, Prussian Blue, and a light green. Here are your forest colors, sap green, deep green, burnt sienna, and burnt and raw umber, and black. And finally, you have the red range here: vermilion, scarlet, crimson. You've got your rose colors, lilac, and violet. So that's a total of 24 tubes of color. So what I'm going to do here, since I've never used this set of watercolors, I had made a guide here with labels. So I'm going to blend each color and progressively mix it with water and see what the resulting tints are. So I'll find out how intense the pigments are, if they're transparent or opaque, and so on. So, okay. Let me get back and I'll set up my brushes and water, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I've got my water pan and my brushes ready. So I'm going to start with titanium white. Now I'm just going to dab this like so. Now I don't know if this will show up on camera because it's very subtle. There. Usually titanium white is somewhat opaque and is used to create tints or pastels. Here is lemon yellow. Let me just clean my brush. It's a nice bright yellow, kind of has a greenish cast to it. Okay, that's lemon yellow. Now this one is called Yellow Pail. Okay, it's a little more brilliant than the lemon yellow. Let's see how it dilutes. Okay, it's very nice, intense color. So that's Yellow Pail. So now I come to Gambosh. It's more like an egg yolk color. Very similar to the Yellow Pail, except it can be more orangey. And let me see how it blends with water. Okay, that is the Gambosh. Now, this is a very much used color, whether I'm doing watercolor or printmaking or painting. It's a yellow ochre. It's a nice earthy color. And it's also good for making skin tones. Let me just dilute that and see how it there we go. And that is yellow ochre. So now we come to last one of the set of 6. This is called Orange Yellow. It's a very beautiful, brilliant orange. Okay, so that's the first set of 6, and this is the result. Now, as a rule, when watercolors wet, the colors are a little more intense, but as they dry, they become a little more subdued. So it's important to do these guides so you can see what you see is what you get. So I'm moving on to the next group. It's Vermilion Red. It's one of my favorite colors. Really intense. Here's a dilute with water. That is Vermilion Red. And here is Scarlet Red. Okay, let me see how this. Once you add water, you can find out how strong the pigment is. That's Scarlet Red. Now, the next one is Crimson Red. This is a gorgeous color. This would be beautiful for floral paintings, which I like to do. That is Crimson Red. Our next color is Rose. Now, rose is like a kind of like a purplish fuchsia color. This is also useful in doing florals. This very intense color. Now the thing about intense colors, intense pigments like this, a little goes a long way. So you really don't need to use a lot of pigment since it's so strong. So this is where practice makes a difference. So the more you practice, the more you'll know how these colors behave, how they respond to water, how they react when it's a dry brush or a wet brush, and so on. This is Lilac. Another very pretty color. And the last of the second batch of 6 is Violet. Now I just put the violet here because I ran out of space. This is a lot bluer than the lilac. It's also a very intense color. And like I said, a little goes a long way. That is violet. The last color of second group. So now I come to the third group, starting with Ultramarine Blue. These are the blues. So I think there's been a packaging mistake here, because I have two Cobalt Blues. Okay, that's okay. It happens. So this is Cobalt Blue, one of my favorite colors. Also very intense color, and a little goes a long way. Another one of my favorites is Phthalo Blue. This is really a powerful color. It's very intense, and it provides a lot of drama, in either as a backdrop or as a main subject matter, like the sky or the sea. That is Phthalo Blue. Here is Prussian Blue. It's another beautiful, intense blue. Now here is Cerulean Blue. I guess it's cerulean means it refers to the sky. And then the last of the group of 6 here is light green. And obviously this is going to be useful for painting leaves, trees, grass, etc. That is light green. Now I come to the last batch of 6, and this one is called sap green. That is sap green. Here is deep green. Another forest color. I think this color, if I'm not mistaken, also goes by the name of Viridian. It's like an emerald green. Now here's the first of the earth tones, and this is a staple. It's a burnt sienna, the very strong earth color. That is burnt sienna. And now I come to burnt umber. It's a very deep, rich earth color. And my next color is raw umber. This is the darkest of the browns. This is also a staple in landscape painting. When you paint rocks and trees and tree branches, etc. And it's also a main component in skin tones when you do shadows, modulation for different skin tones. And last but not least is noir, or which is black. Now, I'm assuming this is fairly opaque because it's really dark, and a little goes a long way, but I'm going to water it down to see how it behaves. Creates these beautiful tones once it's mixed with water. So that is noir, which is black. Okay, I'm glad I did this guide because I realized that there's a packaging error and I'm missing an ultramarine blue. I can compensate though by just adding a little purple to create ultramarine blue. It's not a color that I use very often, so it's okay. So here you go. Here's a color guide of 20, well, not 24, but 23 colors of my new Arteza watercolors in tubes. I hope you enjoyed this video. Whether you like to paint or not, I believe that art should be accessible to everyone, and it's a great source of fun. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.